Bear Those Bikes. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to call this episode 1 of the Vespa GT 125. And if you remember, I said that I'd sold the Vespa PX 125 and taken it in part exchange, or taken a bike in part exchange. Well, this is it. Now, don't get me wrong, I've taken all the parts off this and had to investigate a few electrical problems. And what I found is basically most of the screws that hold the plastics on this bike are missing. Most of the tabs that click together on this plastic are broken. I'll get more into it, but like the headlight, this has been upgraded at some point to an aftermarket headlight. The actual glass of the headlight was getting hot, and I'm not sure that's supposed to happen. So I've been looking into that. There's fuses missing, there's all kinds of things going on, and it's just, to my eye, it's just been shoved together and got rid of. There's no surprise there. I was pretty much expecting this. It does run. How far I would trust it at this moment in time, I don't know. And anyway, I'll show you around this little bike. Be right back. Yeah, so I said 2006, 2007 Vespa GT 125. I've taken the handlebar covers and everything off them, looking for some electrical issues and plastic issues. Anyway, certain condition of this bike is quite worrying. That's the glove box, and then I've taken off it so I can get to everything. That's a mat that was on it covering up the, always my cup of tea, look at that, the battery tray there with, or cover, with no screws in it whatsoever. The front end of this, when the toolbox was put in, the fuse box wasn't in the right place, screws are missing, lights are not working. As I said, even the headlight, and that was getting hot. All the plastic fittings on here, broken. I think it's pretty common on some of these, broken. All the switches in that work, and I finally managed to get the temperature gauge in that working, which turned out to be simply no fuse whatsoever. The rear light as well wasn't working properly, and we got snipped wires, bodged connections, so that's all going to have to be looked into. As you see, the condition is fairly rough bodywork wise. I'm just slowly taking some parts off it and seeing what works and what doesn't. These are actually a great little, well, they're maxi scooters, and they, when they're working right. And so I'm not quite sure what to do as of yet, but I'll film what I can and keep you updated. As you see, there's 4 screws supposed to be in there and not there. There's 2 screws there missing. The battery is supposed to sit in a little battery box in there. That's missing. The floorboards, broken clip, no screw, 1 screw, 2 screw, and it's the same the other side. That's not quite so bad. It's not fitted properly, this at all. And that's how, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off and have a look and see how far down we go, see what turns up. Handy, first screw's rounded off. It's a torque screw, that one. Let me get some tools. me get that screw out and get back to you. Right, I think this is ready to come out. Right, one floorboard broken. Put that there, Barney. Now we see the inside of it. Probably needs a good clean up. Yeah, just look underneath the floorboards on this and the pipe into the radiator. Just going to take the seat off, get it out of the way. I've actually got a tub to put the screws in, and that's just bounced out. Nothing's tight on this. Just right, let's get that out of the way. Right, let's bring it in for a look at the engine. And I think that's a changed engine. I think the person said they put a new engine in it, but that doesn't look that good to me. Anyway. Hello there, Steve from Burlow's Bikes. It's the next day, and I've put the switchgear housing, roughly, back on the bike. I just want to start this bike up, warm it up, see if the temperature gauge works, and see if that fan kicks in when it's supposed to. That's the plan. Once it's warmed up, it'll be time for a cup of tea. I'll come back soon with the results. Still waiting for the fan to kick in. Should be very soon. Cup of tea's good though. I suppose the question is on this one is what we're going to do with it. Well, I know that the electrics sort of work, the engine runs, the coolant system sort of works, and it needs a lot of work done to it, and most of the plastics are broken. So do I bring it back to life and give it a new life, or do I do something else with it? I have no idea at this moment in time. I'm going to continue stripping off the broken bits and then get the bits that are working properly. Anyway, see you soon. Hello there, Steve from Burlow's Bikes. Still doing a few little jobs on this Vespa GT 125. I'm just going to solder some of these cut wires back together and try and do it properly. Anyway, it's probably not worth watching me solder a couple of wires, so I'll come back to you when they're done. Stay tuned. Hello there, Steve from Burlow's Bikes. I'm still working on this Vespa GT 125. I found a few electrical problems with it, and I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip it down and give it a bloody good clean and check it out from top to bottom, because from what I found here and there, I don't trust it and need to have a good look at everything. Anyway, stay tuned. Yes, what I'm doing is I'm disconnecting all the wires and that associate with the engine. I'm going to take everything that needs taking off so I can remove the engine and separate the engine from the frame. That's the plan. What could possibly go wrong? Well, there's a pipe that goes to the air filter. It's a start. Just trying to get the carburetor off and get the cable out. Throttle cable. I could just go get a spanner for this, make life much easier, but that just wouldn't be me. It's a bit tighter than it should be. There we go. Roll cable. Go on here then. tight. Let's take that off from the filter. Or not. Then we go and get some tools. One carburettor, and it looks quite a large carburettor to me for a 125. And a bit worn on the inside, but we'll get to that. I've just spent about, I don't know, 20 minutes wrestling with the exhaust pipe. That was hard work, but it's got a cracked bracket here that's been bodged up a few times, and it's definitely got a bodgy connection to the manifold. And yep, bodge after bodge after bodge, but never mind, we're getting there. See you soon. One airbox out. What a job that was. That didn't want to come out at all. Should be so simple. Hello there. On my knees again. Oh great. Anyway, I need to take I want to take the engine out of this, give it a clean up, give it a check over, sort the frame out. But to do that, I've got to get the rear caliper off. Now the brakes on the rear are working fine, the hydraulic system, so I don't want to just undo the pipe and have to bleed it all again. But to get the caliper off, you've got to get the wheel off. And to get the wheel off, you've got to take the swinging arm part off. This is just so I can get the brake caliper off without cracking the old banjos and losing the brake fluid and having to relieve the brakes. Vespa, what is going on? Anyway, stay tuned. Right, so first of all, remove this pin. One broken, got a pin. We'll replace that. And this nut. Bear with me, I'll get a socket to fit that. I'm going to try and undo this bolt with the rear brake on, one-handed. That might be a no. Let me work something out. So apparently my weight standing on it outweighs the torque setting. Awesome. And there's supposed to be two nuts here. Two. Supposed to be two of them. There's actually a bolt missing from that swinging arm, and that makes that extremely dangerous. We'll undo the shock absorber this side. These videos online make this look easy. It's not as easy as some of them make it look, I tell you. Right, managed to pull it off. So. One swinging arm for a scooter. We get a tool. There we go, wheel off. Right, after having a lot of messing around with the 3 clips that hold the rear caliper brake line in place to the engine, they've all been removed, and the caliper is now free from the engine and still connected to the hydraulic system. So that's what we aim for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this back together, loosely speaking, drop the fluid or the coolant out of the bike, and then remove the engine. That's the plan. What can possibly go wrong? Right, I'm going to drain the cooling fluid from the cooling system. Anyway, here we go. Right, let's have a go at pulling these hoses off. Take the cap off. There we go. Off. with those disconnected, I think I can remove the engine. Shall we see if we got it now, shall we? One engine separated from the frame. Well, this is what it looks like when you take an engine out of a Vespa GT 125. Gives us a chance to have a good look over it. And there's the frame. What have I let myself in for? Anyway, see you soon.